Hi everybody, Noel here from Blackwater Salmon Fishery. In today's video we're going to discuss the 3 ways in which we fix welded loops, damaged and broken welded loops on our fly lines and our running lines. We have 3 main ways in which we address the problem, and we're going to show those to you, and hopefully it'll be of help to you guys in the future. With everything that's going on out there at the moment, we just like to ask everyone to be careful and look after themselves. Stick to the government guidelines, and we'll all get through this thing. I'll be back on the river in no time. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. So let's go ahead and fix these loops.
So first up we have the run and gun fix, which we use at the river bank if something was to happen to our loop on our fly line or our running line. So basically this is a temporary fix, but it will get you back fishing on the day. So what we do is we take some heavy mono. So this particular one here is 15 pound. We double it over itself to make a self-tightening loop, pass the damaged fly line or running line through that loop, or 2 loops basically, and then we maybe 5-6 inches or so tighten it up, and then we pull. What this does is it bites into the outer coating of the fly line, and it strips it away. So as you can see, it can take more than one attempt. So again, same process, tightening up on itself, pulling and stripping back the line. So you can see here that it reveals the braided core inside in the fly line, and what we do then is we use that braided core to make a perfection loop, which is one of our preferred loop or preferred knots. So again, what this does is it creates quite a strong link between the fly line and the running line, or fly line and tippet, or whatever it may be, and it'll keep us fishing for the day. But again, as I say, it's more of a temporary fix. It's not something I would do on a permanent basis, but what I will do is make sure that you keep fishing even though you've damaged your fly line or running line. Next up then is a slightly more permanent fixture, might be fairly familiar to a lot of you guys, is the braided loop, which is a pre-made loop. But what we've got to do then is insert our fly line into the braided loop. We use the inchworm technique, where we once we get started, it can be a little bit difficult to get started, but once we get started we just push and slide all the way along until we have pushed the fly line as far as it goes, where the braided loop doubles back on itself basically. So you have a good long strong connection there, a dab of glue, and pull the sleeve back on, and you're fairly permanent fix there as well. So another good method. And then finally we have the welded loop, which is the kind of permanent fix or preferred method when we have time to go and do it. So you can see we need a heat gun and we need some heat shrink. This particular heat shrink is 1.6 mil, and it's clear, which makes it a little bit easier to see what's going on, obviously. So what we do then is we pass a bit of mono through the the 4 inches or so of heat shrink, and we then make a loop, which we pass our fly line through, our damaged fly line, and we double that over, and then we pull it through the heat shrink, as you can see here, just to make it easier for ourselves to pass it through there. So it's quite nice little snug fit with the heat shrink and the fly line. So then we just tidy up our loop to make it to the size we required. You know, you might want a bigger loop there to pass over your reel for quick change of shooting heads and stuff like that, but you also might want to tidy your loop like this one on a single-handed fly line. So then we add heat, basically, nice and slowly does it. Mind your fingers, obviously, it's very hot, but we're just squashing down that heat shrink until we get a nice welded loop. Basically, you can see what's happening with the transparent heat shrink. Then we take our scissors, nice fine point scissors, and we strip away the heat shrink. This can take a little bit of time as well, but it's quite easy once you get going. You just have to stick with it. Again, we tidy all this away, and we ended up with a nice tidy loop like so, basically. And what I'm doing now is just added a tapered leader on there, and I'm pulling as strong as any fish or any snag will, and it's a pretty permanent fixture now, pretty good fixture. We're very happy with the results we're getting with the heat shrink. Well, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe and tight loops.